All right, welcome to the show, y'all. I got some great stuff for you today. So in just a second, wait until you see how thoroughly young people have turned on Trump. I mean, they are abandoning him at a record pace. Wait until you see these numbers. This is truly mind-boggling, and I actually think it's a record. I don't think I've ever seen a plunge this pronounced in such a short period of time. So we'll talk about that. I also have the legend, the GOAT himself, Al Green, went on the floor of Congress and went off at Netanyahu, went off at Trump, charged them with genocide. This is great, and this is the sort of stuff that every single Democratic politician should be saying, so I'll show you that video. We also have Candace Owens is turning on Trump over Epstein. Now, I will say, look, as you all know, a lot of the MAGA people, they're not really turning on Trump, right? Like, they pretended for a day or two, like maybe they would abandon him, but then they go right back to daddy. That's what you've seen with a lot of the bro podcast sphere. That's what you see with Alex Jones, for example. Certainly Charlie Kirk and Benny Johnson and the Fox News assholes. We all know how the game is played, but there are certain characters who are actually crusading against Trump. They're losers and they're terrible and they're far-right fascists, but nonetheless, they're turning against Trump. That's what you see with Fuentes, and now you're beginning to see that with Candace. So she's more in like the Fuentes lane than the other ones. So she's going a little harder than some of the others. So I can't wait to talk about that. I'll show you that in a little bit. We also have a horrible report just dropped about widespread torture at ICE facilities. Really, really horrific. And then later on, we have the world's worst Democrat, Joe Manchin, is now trying to kick better Democrats, lefty Democrats, out of the party. We have MAGA influencers going to Israel to learn how to do propaganda. You couldn't make this shit up if you tried. And then we also have an ex-MAGA cultist drop some devastating truth bombs on everybody. He's actively trying to deconvert people from the cult, which nothing but respect for doing that mission. So, all right, guys, you know the drill. Everybody do me a big favor. Please subscribe to the channel. That helps out big time and costs you nothing at all. Thank you to everybody who supports the show on Patreon. We could not do it without you. This is true independent media. This is grassroots funded. I've never talked to an advertiser. I've never done an ad read. I'm one of very few people in this space that can say that. Most people at some point talk to some business, some corporation, do some sort of ad bullshit. I've never done it, never will. You guys made that possible because you give $2 a month or $5 a month or whatever it may be, or you tip with that thanks button on YouTube. Very thankful for that as well. You could also sign up for Crystal Kyle and Friends on Substack. That link is below. We're talking to Andrew Callahan this week, who just had that amazing 3-hour interview with Hunter Biden. And subscribe to Corin's World, the YouTube channel, because we're posting Kyle and Corin's over there, and we just started live streaming them. We're working out some bugs. He had some internet issues. It was a little choppy the last time, but we're fixing that shit. We're on top of it, and so come hang out with us when we do our live Kyle and Corns. You don't want to miss it, so subscribe to Corns World and click that bell icon so you get a notification every single time we go live. You're not going to want to miss that. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive into it. No more beating around the bush here. So, new CBS poll just dropped, and this is incredible. Trump's approval rating when it comes to young people. Now, in this poll, they're defining young as between 18 and 29 years old. Ready for this? In early February, he had a 55% approval rating with young people. 55. Which, by the way, that's sort of a crime in and of itself. The fact that 18 to 29-year-olds ever had majority support of Trump is disgusting, right? But look at this. It goes from 55% in February, now in July, 28%. Went from 55% support to 28% support. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a 54-point negative swing in a short-ass time frame, y'all. I have to say, I don't know if I've ever seen a plunge this historic, this drastic, this quickly in such a short period of time, man. This has got to be some sort of a polling record. It has to be. It has to be. So this is what we call, guys, and we talked about this a lot leading up to the election, this is what we call soft Trump support, right? So you have the MAGA cult, and they're locked in no matter what. You all know that. Everybody knows that, right? But then you have like the independents and the moderates and the young people, the soft support for Trump, who go, I don't fucking know. I don't follow this stuff that closely. I guess he'll make things cheaper. I'll go that direction. Well, now they're looking around going, holy shit, what the fuck did I sign up for, man? So, ready for this? Let me give you some more specifics. Age 18 to 34 group in a new CNN poll. Ready? Here's what they think of Trump. 18 to 34. On the economy, 71% disapprove of Trump's job. Healthcare, 78% disapprove. Immigration, 70% disapprove. Foreign affairs, 72% disapprove. Budget, 70% disapprove. Deportations, 73% disapprove. Taxes, 72% disapprove. On every single issue. Not only is he underwater, He's underwater double digits. He's underwater colossally, y'all. Colossally. There's not a single issue where young people look at Trump and they go, oh yeah, at least he's delivering on that thing. It's every fucking issue. It's every fucking issue. So this, look, I know it's a fool's errand to sometimes have hope, but this does give me a little bit of hope, if I'm being honest. Because it looks to me, and I'm curious what you guys think, what your theory is, but this looks to me like younger people, I think they just follow this stuff a little closer than older people in terms of like, you know, get news alerts and see what actually is passing in terms of policy and stuff like that. And you don't have to follow that closely to see what Trump has how he's royally fucked the country in such a short time frame. I mean, literally building concentration camps in real time right in front of our faces. Literally, that's what's... I mean, we're talking about Alligator Alcatraz. We're talking about Guantanamo Bay. They want to send 30,000 immigrants there. We're talking about CCOT in El Salvador. You know, we're talking about militarily invading Los Angeles. Like, what? What are we talking about here? I mean, when you look at the big bullshit bill that just passed, add $4 trillion to the debt and the deficit, cut taxes on the rich, raise them for everybody else, cut Medicaid $800 billion, kick 17 million people off their health care, kick 3 million people off food stamps, cut free school lunch for kids. The list goes on and on. Kill all these jobs programs like the wind and solar projects that Biden allocated money for. This is what we're talking about here. And I think people look around and they see, okay, so he's waging a trade war. My prices are going up, right? My prices at the store are going up, so inflation is going up. I'm not getting any sort of like, you know, help on the back end with the social safety net or get with a tax cut. He's just serving the billionaires, and he's just delivering on the fascism and fucking rounding up innocent people left and right. And he's bombing Iran and shit now. What's in this for me? What is in this for me? That's what people are thinking. And the answer is dick. There's nothing in this for you. There's nothing in this for any of us. Right? So it really is a bit of a wake-up call. I must say, this really is a bit of a wake-up call. And I think the young people in particular kind of have woken up, right? I think they're looking around going, yeah, maybe we fell for some bullshit. Now, to be fair, young people, Trump says, oh, I won young people by, he makes up some preposterous amount. He didn't. It was Kamala who won young people. But Kamala only got like, I want to say it was like 56% of the vote or something with young people. So low relative to historical standards where Democrats usually win that demographic by more, right? But point is, the fact that he went from 55% approval with young people to 28 means I think they're paying attention. I think they see what's happening. I think they know that none of this shit is helping them. And I think they're just sick of the fucking shtick. I think the vibes are off. The vibes have shifted. It's not that hard to, you know, talk about the failures of Trump because he rubs them in your face. Like bragging about cutting healthcare for 17 million people. Who the fuck is going to cheerlead that other than the biggest, most brainwashed idiots in the country and the fucking billionaire robber barons, right? So young people are waking up. And if the Democrats ever learn how to fucking fight and stand for something, then we're talking about FDR margins in the next elections, man. But that's a big if the Democrats learn how to fight, because you know how they are, man. We all know how they are. They are not fighters. They are scared of their own fucking shadow. But Trump is hanging himself so bad that young people are like, never again with this bullshit. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.